Alright, so this one is going to be a little different and possibly longer than normal. But I kind of wanted to address this comment. It's not something I generally do. Most of the time I either respond to comments or outright ignore it. But read here. I guess nowadays people want to play casually. I'm an ultra casual. I don't like extraction shooters either, but is our generation actually softening up where we just don't like this game mode in an FPS game anymore? With his edit, whoa, softening up are weird words for this topic. My bad. Now, I'm not coming at my semi rage out video that I did yesterday on any other standpoint of the new player experience. I don't mind a difficult game. But when we think about difficulty, now keep in mind, I'm an older guy. I'm not quite 40, but I'm not far off. I come from an era where you either had a game that was one difficulty out of the box. Like even older Nintendo games, some of them had difficulty settings. But as time progressed forward, if we take like a Street Fighter, for example, you could go into options and either make it ultra hard, make it easy. Take Doom, for example. You have, baby mode up to nightmare, hurt me plenty. You have these difficulty options. And the ramp up, harder difficulties are for when you are experienced with the game. It doesn't matter what type of game it is outside of like platformers, which there are also platformers that have different difficulty levels. Ones where you want to experience the storyline and not have difficult combat. Or you have your polar opposite, like things like the old Sly Cooper games, where you're just kind of exploring and collecting. You know, every game out there, at least nowadays, has like a difficulty curve. There are one-offs out there that have just one set difficulty, and that is what the developer intended you to play the game on. But nowadays, a lot of us have those difficulty settings, and those difficulty settings are there to help you learn the game. So, I'm not new to Call of Duty. I'm not new to first-person shooters. As a normal person, I play shooters all the time. I play racing games all the time. I play platformers, even RPGs. All of them have difficulty levels for that new player experience to try and get you in and get you hooked into the game. The point that I was semi going for in my rage, which I'm glad a lot of my coworkers found it as funny as I did. Like, I could sit back and laugh at myself after watching the video, which is why it got posted. I knew it was kind of opening the door, but the topic I'm getting at in that rage video is the new player coming into the game. Now, I want to make the standpoint here that Casual Warzone is way more beginner friendly, which would be your entry level gateway game mode to going into the regular mode, because you have that time to level up your weapons, figure out the game and how certain real people will play, that will open the door for you to actually go and play the regular mode outside of casual. Now, as I've said in the past, I work a full-time job. I've got a family. Just going in and playing casual and not having to worry about too many Uber sweats is a more fun, enjoyable experience for me. And being able to periodically get a win. Now, with my friends at work talking as much about DMZ, I wanted to give it a try. But you are taken out of the helicopter and right into the frying pan. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to kind of come at it as the new player standpoint. Somebody who may have played first-person shooters, may have played previous Call of Duties, but when you're coming into a game for the first time with nothing on hand, what is that new player experience like for you as a player? So what we're going to do here, and hopefully this unfreezes. If not, I just have to close it and reopen it. No big deal. I don't care. It's going to be a longer video anyway. Alt F4. Come on. Close out. Come on. Technical difficulties are always with unexpected, unscripted videos, so, you know, 'tis what it is. DirectX, close. Close. We will reopen. I got the game on an SSD, so it doesn't take forever for it to load back up. So, this one. And we will wait for you to reopen. So there we go. But just as the new player standpoint. No, just run the fucking game. Coming in first time, playing Warzone, I had more fun even though I didn't win. Because I could experience the map, I could explore, I could go after bots, I could survive longer. Just on a playability standpoint as a new player, the bots in Casual Warzone are much more friendly to a new player. They're not as ramped up to 11 as they are in DMZ. Sure, the bots in Casual here can, will, and do kill you. It's been proven. You know, I've died to it. You know, things happen. But coming at this as a brand new player, somebody who, you know, Warzone's free. Like, I just got this game or I just got this new console and I want to play with buddies because they're playing, you know, whatever. If I'm little Timmy, just coming in for the first time, I have this mode where I can go in by myself and level weapons. Now, keep in mind at this point, I'm not a little Timmy, but you can see I'm using this mode plus other modes to level my weapons. I can get time in, I can get progression, and I can, you know, give myself a loadout. So I come in here, I already have a little bit of an advantage because even the free base Warzone comes with weapons. You know, not everything is immediately unlocked, which you would expect that. If you're not new to Call of Duty, you know your top tier weapons are not immediately unlocked. But you come in with something that is better than nothing. Granted, Warzone has default weapons that you start with. And also DMZ. DMZ's got, you know, your default stuff that you start in with. But if you come in right out the rip like I did, you lose those. You know, everything that they kind of give you to start holding your hand is no longer there. So what I want to do in this video is I'm going to load in, and I'm not going to grab my loadout. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to play a match. I'm going to look at the zone. I'm going to act as if I am brand new to this. And keep in mind, I've really only been playing Warzone for a couple of weeks. But I'm the type of player that when I am into a game, I will grind that game and I will learn it. But I need to have that new player experience that hooks me into it, that makes me want to play it. You know, I don't care who you are. If you load up a game for the first time and within 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you are decimated, dead, and back to the lobby, you're not going to want to play it. You know, unless you are some type of real sadistic personality that loves being disappointed, you know, unless you're that type of person, which there are pills to help you with that, you're not going to do that. You're going to see, oh, this sucked. I'm not doing this again. It's the old adage of, well, honey, let's let him stick the fork in the outlet. We'll see if he does it again after he gets the zap. You know, we don't keep doing things that don't make us happy, that don't give us a sense of an accomplishment. So if I load in and I get utterly smoked, I didn't accomplish a damn thing. So what we're going to do, like I said, I'm not going to pick up my loadout. I am just, well, actually what I could do is I could grab a default loadout. Because they will drop for free. You know, someone coming in is only going to have a default loadout. I could grind this a little bit more and prestige to only have those default loadouts. But I'm not going to do that. When the free one drops, I'll grab like a classic class or something. But I'm not going to grab one of my I've been playing for a while loadouts. You know, so coming in, I'm going to have a basic idea, you know, from talking with friends, what to do. You know, if you're finding games like this, you've talked with buddies, you've watched YouTube videos, so you already have a basic idea of what you may want to do. And it's going to be up to you to do it. So, like I said, I'm going to treat it like a new player. And what's a new player going to do? A new player is going to drop as far away from the circle as possible. Because a new player is not going to go in and immediately rush towards conflict. If they did that, it'd be a new player playing the regular multiplayer. You know, somebody going in for deathmatch or domination. But in the free mode of Warzone, we don't have that. So we're going to come in and, you know, kind of look around the map, try and do objectives. Because that's what you're going to do coming into this game as a new player. You're going to be like, okay, what is there on the map for me to do? And you're going to go towards those things. You're going to hit the map. You're going to start immediately hunting for a weapon. See, like a new player, I'm grabbing a weapon before I even come for the objective that I knew I had to do. And I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. And just try to, you know, play it. Like, ooh, there's another weapon. Okay. You know, I may not, coming into this, I may not know the difference between the color rarities or which specific weapons to grab, so I'm just going to grab some stuff. And we've all been trained from years of seeing gameplay and playing other gameplay. If you can interact with it, you're going to. And that purple must mean better. So we'll go ahead and take this.
Intel point activated. Now ensure the point is secure.
But already, I've been in the match longer than I was for 3 out of 4 of the DMZ matches I played yesterday. So what else is your typical player going to do? We're going to try and find another objective to go ahead and do while we're here. And you're going to wait because you can't see. So it's like, okay, am I going to go here? Am I going to go here? you know that
Contract located.
you can choose something else to go for. You know, the game doesn't overly have to hold your hand, because keep in mind, like I said, if you are playing this game, you've heard people talk about it. You've possibly seen a video. You know, maybe you saw like Delirious play it, or you saw, you know, some other person like cartoons, whoever. You saw some other person out there that's a big name play a game. You know, or you could have been at your job and one of your buddies may have brought up a video
You're losing
and you
ground.
sat there and watched it with them. It's going to pique your curiosity. So you're already going to have some content under your belt with a little bit of an understanding of what to do. So jumping in, you're still going to go for contracts and stuff, and you're going to know I'm playing solo because that's what I chose to load into. Everything that I see that moves is an enemy. You know, I'm not going to walk towards somebody and ask them for a hug. That is not going to help me out here. So you already know if it moves, shoot it. You know, we can be realistic with it here.
Enemy intel located. Capture
Alright,
and secure
so,
the intel point to discover
like
the
I
next
said,
gas spread.
treating it like a new player. I've got purple weapons. That was green. I don't know if green is better than purple, so let's leave the green. You know, they put different color variations with things. You're not immediately going to know what's better. Except, you know, this one's got more squares filled in, so I could tell it's got more attachments. And like a typical new person, I heard the bang, but I didn't see any shooting, so I'm not
Good
spinning.
work. Hold down the point until it's
I didn't
secure.
take damage, so I'm not moving. Already, as a new player, I've gotten one objective done, I'm going towards another one. I found a self-revive in a crate. You know, I saw in the video I might need to get a gas mask from somewhere. Think they get them at a loadout, I'm not sure. You know, because like I said, still at the mindset that I'm a new player.
You've earned a peek at the next gas spread.
So, also like a new player, I didn't go ahead and scope in. You know, I didn't aim down sights to get that kill. Because a new player is going to be like, oh crap, somebody's here. And panic fire. But what I do know is if I want a chance towards the circle, this is telling me where this circle is going to be. What should I do? I'm going to go for the next closest
Contract located.
one that's going to give me that advantage. So I'm going to keep doing the recons. I'm not going to worry about the other ones. I don't know what those mean. Now I'm being shot at, so I know I need to do something.
Reloading.
You know, and also from the standpoint that if you're coming into this game, you have some experience with first-person shooters. You've either played them, watched your family members play them, you've heard your buddies talk about them. So you know you can either A, drop the gunfight, try to or you know, swap your weapons in that like I just did, or B, try to reload mid gunfight and die. So, you know, you're gonna know, hey, I should probably just swap weapons. But also treating this like a new player, I'm just gonna keep running. I've got my objective, it's that next recon, so I can see where this circle is gonna be. I'm getting the ability to explore the map, to kind of learn how things are, how buildings are set up, what I can interact with, and going from there. So still, already, as a new player coming in, I've got 2 kills under my belt. I just saw something explode in front of me. And from experience
Okay,
from
we're
before, I'm like,
taking
okay, I need to eliminate the threat that's in front of me. I'm gonna shoot and kill it.
Gas
So
is
now,
moving in.
okay,
New safe
I'm
zone
3
located.
kills in. I'm not in any type of smoke or storm.
Incoming grenade.
Oh, that's
They're on me.
like, oh, okay, so there's another one.
Just getting it done.
So,
Loading new
you know, it's
mag.
like, oh, I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna keep going. Still, it's green. It's only got 2 dots. My thing's got 3. This thing's got 3. I'm gonna leave it. Well, this thing is got lots of dots to it. Let's take that. What's this? Perks? Alright, let's go ahead and take those.
West Point requesting UAV.
LDPR, ready for launch.
Oh, we're gonna need that for later. So now I don't have to worry about finding a buy station like I saw in the video. So, you know, already I've got 5 kills. I've been able to do a couple objectives. I got some weapons.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminal.
I'm feeling like I'm doing something. I'm not just immediately getting nuked out.
Gas is moving.
Vehicle sighted.
I don't want to ping that. I want to ping the recon. Where is my recon?
Contract located.
It's downstairs. Okay. So, I mean, also new player. I don't know this building. Where do I go into it? How do I get to that thing that I've marked? Somebody, I think, just dropped on me. Where are you? I'm gonna hear these audio cues. It's like, do I want to stick around? I'm seeing red things on the map. I'm hearing this bzzz noise. Do I want to take this helicopter? You know, what would a new player do?
All fly.
They're gonna take off. Let's try to get to an area that's maybe
Contract located.
less hostile. You know, I wouldn't know as a new player that bots can't have perks. So I know at this point, just because I'm not new, I killed a real player and took their perks. But if you're new, you're gonna be like, oh, cool. I killed somebody, it must have been something special. Look at everything I got from it. But, you know, I also don't know how to land the helicopter. I mean, I could also have the default pull the shoot setting on, so that when I got close to the ground, it would automatically pull my shoot. So we could factor that in too, you know, because there are some default settings just to further help a new player. But what we're going to do here, because I went through the trouble, because I really want to prove that to me the new player experience is better in Casual Warzone than in DMZ. I reinstalled DMZ. Win, lose, or draw for this match. 'Cause granted, if you're new, you're not normally going to win your first match. But if you're also very experienced with first-person shooters, you might get up into the top 10, you might get up into the top 5. Because this is a type of mode where your goal is not to just get in and get out. Your goal is to survive.
Check your map for the next gas spread.
Now, I know I heard footsteps. I don't know where the person is. And I don't know if they are human or not. So, I'm going to move to where I can now look for my next recon. I'm being shot at. I can tell I'm being shot at.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
I don't know if it's human or not. But it's not safe for me to stop and check the map. So I'm going to move. I'm going to find cover. So where's my next recon? Way all the way down here. So it's like, okay, let me figure out what the other things are. Okay, there's another one here. That one's closer.
Contract located. Reloading.
Also having to remember to, you know, replate. New players not going to always remember to replate. What did our friend the horse have? No, it's got 3 dots. Mine's got 3 dots. I think we'll keep with what we got.
Gas is closing in.
I mean, I haven't even looked at potential lethals on the ground. A new player might not look into that. Something shooting at me through the ground. It was, wasn't it? Like, bots will detect you underground, so it's either gonna follow me and shoot me up here, or it's a hacker. You know, and once again, I'm not gonna know the ins and outs of what's a bot and what isn't. I'm gonna see activity and I'm gonna move. You know, if you've played multiple Call of Duties, you're gonna have some idea of the movement. Another cluster strike, okay. Let's use one, take one. We'll treat it like the thing at the gas station.
Loading new mag.
You know, you might have an idea of some movement. Like if you've played Call of Duty for a long time, you know about drop shooting. You know, nobody who's never played a Call of Duty or watched a Call of Duty is gonna jump into this mode. Like, you're gonna play with your friends. And this one's still here. We're gonna still keep going towards it. You know, at this point, Call of Duty's been out for so long. You know the basics of it. You know, this style of game has existed for a long time, so it's kind of common sense with a lot of it of what you're trying to do.
Watch it.
And I don't know if this guy shot at me with... Yep, he did.
Changing mag.
He had an HDR. But new player, I'm not going to know the HDR. Just be like, oh, I got hit by him. He had the weapon. I'm going to keep going. You know, shooting games, like I said, they've been out for over 20 years. 90% of us playing games now grew up with shooting games. So we know the base mechanics of what we need to do as a player. Like, keep in mind, I still have yet to stop at a buy station.
They're on.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
That's a real person.
Damn it. Someone get me T-triple-C.
They're gonna thirst me. Level 909. Look at how long it took for me to get to a sweat.
Success means redeployment.
Playing
Failure
in
means
the casual
elimination.
mode. You know, keep in mind, it's open to everybody. I got 9 kills on the board before somebody with way more experience than me took me out.
Let's get back in.
So just coming from it on the standpoint of the new player experience,
Gas inbound.
look at what I was personally able to accomplish in my theoretical first match. I was able to get in, get a weapon, get 9 kills. The gulag kill counts towards something. But now I need to, okay, I'm back in. I've got another
Enemy
life.
advanced UAV is active.
I would expect that the sweat called that in, because he got a good chunk of my money. But I still need to come up with weapons. I still need to figure out what my next move is. But look at how long I have been able to play. Just in this match. Not using anything else. Oh, 2 for 2. You know, just going for that experience. I've been able to play here for a bit. You know, this to me makes it a decent starting point. I can see red means avoid, you know, so I don't know if they're just going to that buy station or there's somebody hunting noobs. And I'm thinking there's somebody hunting noobs. So, I mean, if I die here, I die here. We'll see what level they are.
Closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Gulag's closed until further notice. Enemy deployed an advanced UAV.
Already. See, that's a person who has just been stacking cash.
I'm hit.
Less than 25.
So that's a human. That's not a bot that took me out.
Only 10 left.
It's an experienced human running around going for kills. Let's watch. We'll watch for a little bit, and then we'll go to the other point on my part. Ooh, he's gonna experience a camper. So, coming in, not going after my loadout, I came in 13th place. This guy has 13 kills. Let's check. How many kills did I get? 11. So, that's not bad for a first kill. I mean, for a first game. Coming in new. So, we'll watch this for a little bit, because here, I wouldn't know this as a new player, but all the bots disappear after the gulag's closed. What you are left with is real people. That was one of the few remaining bots. But here, it's all going to be real humans this person is up against. But wouldn't you feel better, you know, just going in, playing it slow, doing like I did? Hey, you came in top 20. Now, if this guy is just going to sit and camp here, because it looks like somebody above him rearmed a shock charge, this isn't kind of exciting to watch. But you at least have the ability to spectate and watch the end of the match. I don't think we're going to sit and watch through all of it, because sitting in a corner is relatively boring. This guy isn't even... Okay, now you notice somebody was over there. So let's see. What are you going to do? Are you just going to keep hiding? You will eventually have to push, because you can tell by your mini-map, you're not in zone. But, you know, I've still got something to kind of watch here.
You're losing
Still got
ground.
something I might be able to learn from, see the weapons this guy's got, and be like, hey, maybe that's something I might want to try and unlock. So I think we might just stick around until this person dies, because they are going to. They're playing very timid, so someone's going to push them and take them out. There's no way this person wins the match. Another person's been camped up in the building he was hiding in. They're going to hear him or detect him. I mean, he's going slow. But look, there's a guy in zone. There he goes. This person has 13 kills.
Get to the new safe zone.
14 kills.
Only 4 left.
They're aggressive. They're moving.
Enemy advanced UAV overhead.
I'm almost willing to bet that the level 900 that took us out first is the one that's going to win this match. But we'll see, because they don't always win. You know, they can get a bit cocky. I don't think this guy realizes whoever called in the advanced UAV knows exactly where he is. Like, there's only one buy station, so whoever called in the advanced UAV, unless they had it in their pocket from being over here in downtown, they called everything in from that way.
You're in the top 3. Don't let
Who
up.
do we have? Level 909. The advanced UAV person has got to be on the roof. A new player wouldn't know it, but that's somebody
Safe zone relocated.
who did all of the Overlook stuff, got all the cards. So it's two higher level people finishing out this match in casual. This guy knows the guy on the roof is going to have to rotate. And he's just going to wait for him to come down. But this is still something to watch as a new player. You can hear the footsteps. You know the guy's near you. Let's see. Let's see. Smoke semi gives away. Oh.
Marking 2 safe zones.
909 didn't win. And it immediately ended it. Okay. So, interesting. There usually is a final kill cam. I mean, I'm curious the number of kills this guy had. He definitely went in and knew a lot. So I can't see anything but an experienced player. Me pretending to be first time, 12, that. So what we're going to do next, we're going to leave here. We're going to close out of this completely. And even in here, you still get free stuff in the store periodically. So we're going to exit out of this. We're going to boot up DMZ. Now, I already went ahead and did all the accept stuff so that we didn't have to watch me lie and say that I read and accept and agree to the terms and conditions. We all just accept. It is what it is. There's no sugarcoating it. But while this loads, I'm going to step away for a quick second, and then we'll see the new player experience in DMZ. So, once again, you've been talking with your buddies, you've seen videos, you know that DMZ is free. Like, as you can tell, I don't own Modern Warfare 2, but I'm here to try DMZ. Now, when you come in for the first time, and look, you can see in the upper right, level 4, brand spanking new. I could look at some of this stuff, which I'm not going to know. Like, unlock wallet, I'm going to try and go with whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do. And nine times out of 10, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to go with these default things that load. Kill some soldiers in Vondel. Kill some soldier in wherever. Ping enemies. You're going to go with all that. You're going to try and exfil. You're going to come in. You're going to see new. You may go immediately to Vondel, which is what I personally did. I don't know the difference between any of these maps. I have never played DMZ. I've seen people play it here and there. I've had buddies at work talk about DMZ for a few years. But I haven't been big into Call of Duty for a while. So it's like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's jump in. And one of my buddies at work who saw my Rage video saw me load into Vondel, and he goes, "Oh, I knew instantly it wasn't going to go good for you." I mean, we don't know coming in as a new player what we should load into. There's nothing to say, hey, the bots are less aggressive in this. The bots are more aggressive in this. We don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the advice of the people I work with. I'm going to load into here. Now, you could also be like me, and you could have, well, let's back up a little bit. You could have gone through, and all of your active stuff that you first initially get is gone. You've only got your small backpack. You have nothing. I can't even unlock a stim shot until level 29. So I've got no way to heal myself off the rip. I've got these 3 things. Because when you load in, you still, first thing you're going to do, you see something, you shoot at it. So you're going to get some experience points. But even so, if you can't complete a mission, or way more experienced players come out of nowhere to stomp you, you're not going to enjoy yourself. So I've got no contraband, I've got no stash, I have no idea what any of that means as a new player. I had stuff here. And all of that is gone. I guess I could grab whatever's unlocked. Like, for whatever they can give me. It's like most of us, we're going to load in and grab the assault rifle or whatever. I might just grab this. I'm going to just take the M4. You know, this is what's kind of default here. I got nothing here because that's locked. You know, I don't have the opportunity to come in with 2 weapons by default, so I'm going to have to try and find something. You know, granted, I could try and find a party, but I play by myself most of the time. I don't even have it set up so that I can hear people around me, and they can't hear me. Because if I'm making a video or I've got people talking in the background at home, I don't want other people to hear what's going on in my house. And I don't want to hear them. I want to go in, maybe try an objective, and get out. I'm not really looking to engage because I can tell from watching other videos and talking with friends. Once again, as a first-time player, I want to go in and try and accomplish something and get out. I'm not looking to go in and stomp an entire lobby or get 5 or 10 kills and eventually die. I'm looking to go in, try and do a contract, and get out. You know, try and grab what I can and go, so maybe I can build up that stash. Since I have nothing, no plates, just this one weapon. But there is no way of knowing, as a new player that's going in solo, where should I go? And not expecting the type of bots that I got that will just keep spawning and chase you down and gun you down as aggressively. There's not much you could do other than try and run. But when you're new and you're first loading in and you make the mistake of getting too close, your resources are gone. And then you're just looking at your dead body. You know, in most games, you die, you go back to the lobby. But let's kind of prove my point as to why I believe Warzone, Casual Warzone, is the better entry-level experience as a brand new player. So let's see what happens to me here. Because with every mode, the higher level people are going to be the ones causing havoc and winning matches. Whereas you've already seen on my channel, I do periodically get wins, even though I do run into higher level players.
Welcome to Al Mazrah. Explore, secure intel, and loot to gain access to new missions. Enemy threat is high, so expect contact.
So it's like, I wouldn't know this map. I am brand new to it, so, you know, I'm gonna try and figure out what I need to do. I want to try and do something. But I also don't want to immediately die.
Marking contract.
You know, I'm spawning in. I have a 1-plate vest. I've got the deployable cover. You know, I've got fists and this M4. I'm going to be cautious and move around and try not to alert the bots, but I know they're going to see me. I'm more concerned really about the living people in this match. Granted, the bots are extremely aggressive in this mode. Way more than in Casual Warzone. That's another feather in the hat for Casual Warzone. The bots, yes, can and will kill you. Oh shit, oh shit. I am really surprised they did not see me there. But yeah, the bots can and will kill you, but they aren't as effective at killing you as a new player. And you're kind of honing your gun skills and leveling up your weapons so that you have that better chance of actually wanting to play the regular mode because you're getting experience, you're enjoying yourself, you're getting kills. Right now, like a new player, I'm kind of just moving towards this objective. I'm not hunting too much. I'm trying to get in and see what I can do. I'm kind of treating this like it's a Splinter Cell game. You know, new players, that's what you're going to do. You're going to come, you're going to interact with whatever you can interact with and just kind of explore. Guess I can stow that. A screwdriver. Well, what the? I don't know if that's a real player or a bot. I'm kind of guessing they might be bots that saw me through a window. Or they could be real people that just saw me scurrying around the map.
Intel shows AQ stashed nuclear material in the AO. Secure that material and get to extraction. Locations are on your TAC map.
Okay, so yeah, they're bots. Okay, so now I know, okay, I've got another weapon. I want to get out of here. You know, a new person, you're gonna know if it moves, shoot it. I'm just gonna keep moving, and of course, I see a helicopter. There's a good chance I'm gonna get hunted down by somebody who's well established in the game and knows exactly what to do. I don't know how to use the Geiger counter.
Moving here.
Where is it? Equip. Okay.
Ultra One, be advised, your Geiger counter is picking up radiation. You should be in range of the objective.
So that's another new thing. You're learning the controls. You're learning everything that you got to do. And you're trying to figure it out while real people who have been playing this thing for years are out there kind of hunting you. You're just trying to get in and learn. Oh, I'm okay with that. Alright, so that one's done, I guess. Or did I just not grab everything right? Oh yeah, I guess I gotta take that. Okay. I mean, so far... Crap. At least this time, I have a little bit more to me. I have a little bit more at my disposal. Can I stow that? I may need that. Where did that stim shot go? Shit. See, I'm now in a case where these bots are extremely aggressive. I need to try and get out of here. While still going for that secondary objective. This isn't entirely horrible so far because real people have not come to stomp me yet. So right now, maybe I'm getting lucky because it is the morning. But there's real players. No, they're bots, okay. Okay. You need to leave me alone. Like, Scheiße. Okay. Hold out and run, hold out and run. Go towards the clicks. Okay, I need this.
Ultra One actual. Objective is secure. Move to an HLZ and call for extraction to earn a bonus.
We're not gonna take that. Alright, so now I need to try and get out of here. That's where the next semi-hard thing is. Sure, I can kind of explore now. But let's say I just want to get my feet wet. All I want to do is just get in, experience a mission, you know, do a contract and get out. I don't know how this is going to be. So I need to find an exfil. And is there anyone at all close to me? And can I get there without dying? That's the next difficult part. So it looks like that's the closest one. Will I be able to get there without being killed by real people? Without being taken out by bots? Okay. I can't even see these bots. And I don't have the stim shot. Like, where are you? That was just an RPG shot my way. Shit! I want out of here. I mean, I'm doing way better right now, just running for my life, than I did in all of the matches I attempted yesterday. But let's see if I can get out. Hi, buddy. Did you have a good nap? Awesome. You know, I still have a huge amount of this map to cover. I don't know this map. I'm hoping I can get there.
Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
Like yesterday, or the day before, I didn't really have the opportunity to run. The bots ran me down while I was hunting to try and find something to heal with.
Low in your area.
You know, I got no control where I spawn in. You know, I'm really hoping just for shits and giggles and with typical process, I can get out. Because usually when I talk about something and say it's a horrible experience, my gameplay proves otherwise. Kind of to make me look silly. But I'm kind of used to looking silly and looking dumb, you know, it's just natural. So, just still from my standpoint, I was able to accomplish a little bit more in Warzone. Because I could find stuff a little bit easier, but I'm not overly hunting. And there's nothing I can put that in. So we'll leave that. I can interact with this, alright. But I ain't got room for nothing, so keep trying to get out of here. I'm not even gonna do another mission. Like, my whole goal the other day was just to get in, do a match, and get out. And between the... Oh, shit, I have no plates.
Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements
Between the
incoming.
human players and the bots, I didn't have the ability to get out. And right now, I've got no plates. I don't know if I'm going to be able to exfil, but I'm going to for sure try.
Ultra One, extraction is inbound at this time. Ultra One, be advised, threat level is high in this AO. Expect contact.
Like, I got to figure out how I can survive until that helicopter comes in. These bots are not overly pushovers.
Ultra One, we have visual on the LZ. Keep it clear.
Keep it clear, I'm surprised I'm not being swarmed by 20, 30 bots.
Dino 4 is at the extract point. Be advised, we can't stay here long.
Holy hand grenades. Okay, I'm actually going to be able to exfil.
Dino 4 to actual. All objectives and personnel secure. We're RTV at this time.
Ultra One, be advised, an operator in your area needs medical.
Sorry, bud. I'm getting out of here. This would be like my 6th attempt
Ultra One, an enemy squad is after your
at getting out.
tracking your location. Expect contact.
And thank God I did. Because I would not have survived them coming after me. You know, but no perks, no plates. The bots, you know, way more aggressive. This is a bad match to kind of prove my point. Because I was able to get in, do what I wanted to do, and get out. You know, I just wanted to get in, do a single mission, and leave. I was able to actually do that this time. Whereas normally, or at least for the other ones that I tried, that did not happen. I was hunted and killed. Like, each attempt maybe only lasted like 5 minutes. There's other things that I can do longer in this life than 5 minutes and have way more fun at. You know, this to me is not a great solo first person experience. And unless you're willing to go in and do multiple attempts at it and keep trying, it's not worth it. So if you had the types of matches that I had to lead me to that rage out moment where I created that video to post for people to poke fun at, you're not going to come back to this game. And me, realistically, if it wasn't for me seeing that comment, I would not have reinstalled this. My new player experience coming into this game specifically pissed me off that bad that I did not want to come into this. So I didn't. But I am definitely seeing, you know, like any game that doesn't give you a lot of hand holding, it's not going to be easy for new players. If you don't have one designated map that says, hey, the bots are not quite as evil, you know, can't pick you up as quick, you're going to go in blind. You're going to pick a map and go. Which is what I did. You know, horrible experience that first time. And I loaded into Vondel like maybe 4 times before I switched to Al Majra. Only after my son told me that that was the better map for me to go to as a new player. So, you know, not knowing, what are you going to do? But I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I played only for a little bit in this, just to quickly do one mission and get out. So granted, that's cool and all. Warzone took up more of my time. And I had more at my fingertips when I landed. And to me, it was just easier to play for the first time. As a person who has only been playing Call of Duty again for maybe a month and a half, Warzone was easier for me to go into blind to figure out. You know, with talking with my coworkers, watching the periodic YouTube video, Warzone was easier for me. I'm seeing more and more DMZ things pop up in YouTube. I'm seeing more live streams, not just my friend who live streams every chance he gets. I'm seeing more. But what I have noticed from every match, everyone that loads in is going to be a much higher level than me, which is obvious. I'm level 7. I'm gonna get smoked in a gunfight. They've got contraband stashes. They've got things unlocked. Because they have been playing. Coming into this as a new player, with nothing unlocked, you are at an extreme disadvantage. Now, you could get lucky, and the real players that are hunting you also have to deal with bots, and it might distract them so you could try and run. But as a solo playing experience, and that's where I'm coming at this from, I'm a person that plays by myself 90% of the time. Loading into this and doing a mission, I'll say I feel like I accomplished something because I actually exfilled. Whereas my 5 prior that I did just to get back to this point, I died every single time, and since I don't want to talk to people, I'm not going to plead for help. And I'm watching my body on the map. It didn't say, okay, back to the loading screen. You know, back to the lobby. Let's queue up and try again. I was so frustrated with how badly I got stomped. Not just by the bots, but by the level 1,250 players that found me out of nowhere. That it was not fun. It was rage-inducing, which, if you saw that video, you could tell I was pissed. I did not have a good first-time experience with that game. This game, right here. I did not have a good new player experience. So, rolling everything back to the comment, it's not overly about being casual or easy. It's more, as a new player, what one are you going to have more fun with? Me personally, I have more fun with Warzone, and that is my personal belief. I feel casual Warzone, hand over fist, is easier than this. And as you could see from that match, it's still a situation where the more experienced players with more leveled up items, cosmetics, special blueprints, they have the advantage. And there is that good chance that they will win. But me not even going for my normal guns, my loadouts, the things that I have leveled up through time, I still came in 13th. I never picked up my actual perks. I never picked up my actual weapons that I've been playing with on a regular basis. I just grabbed what I found. I came in 13th. This is multiple games for me to get 1 exfil. When I'm not aggressively going after people, I'm only really trying to deal with bots. And this is the number of attempts it took for me to actually get out. To actually, accomplish one single mission. To me, it's not the world's greatest, new person experience. Because if you're dumped in, you're not going to really know what to do, and those bots smoke you. Like, when I got out of that match, I was surprised. I think I must have glitched it by getting up on top of those pipes. Because when I did that in Vondel trying to get out, it was just wave after wave of AI bot. And I'm hiding in a canal trying to get out to get to the chopper, only for the real people in the lobby to see that I'm trying to escape, to come in and gun me down as I'm running past the bots to try and get into the helicopter. So you could tell me if I'm wrong, you could tell me if I'm right. It's another one of these things where if my new player experience isn't good, I'm not going to want to keep playing. And I definitely want to say thank you to the guy in the comments, because if his comment wasn't there, I wouldn't have reinstalled the game to do this. I mean, my buddies at work also kind of poking fun at me for, raging out. They're all having a good laugh at my expense. But, I want to say thank you to the guy in the comments, because I wouldn't have done it. But once again, tell me if I'm wrong. I know with any game, once you get over that initial learning curve and you start to get the mechanics of what you need to do, it always gets easier. But usually if you can kind of ease your way in, get those mechanics down, get some levels in, let's also think about an RPG. Anybody who plays a lot of RPGs, when you first start out, you are going to grind that initial starting area. You're going to get some levels under your belt. You're going to farm some gold from enemy drops. You do those things to get the mechanics down so that you can have a better experience later. This has a very steep learning curve, and you've got a lot of experienced players that chose to stay with DMZ for whatever reason. So you, as a new player, you're coming in behind the 8 ball. You can't argue that with me. You're coming into a lobby, guys have sniper rifles that are leveled up, they've got blueprints that they've bought, which, same in Warzone. But I think there's less ways. The movement is different in DMZ. The places that you can find healing items are harder. Like in Warzone, I know all I gotta do is go to a chest. I can open a chest, I'm going to find a weapon, I'm going to find an armor plate, I'm going to find some money. Here, it's like, okay, I'm going to run into a building. Am I going to open a fridge? Am I going to find a random bag on the floor? Am I going to get lucky and be able to kill an enemy soldier and take their gun? Like, how am I going to do the things to help me complete my goal? And you got to figure it out on the fly. DMZ doesn't have the training wheels that Casual Warzone does. And that's why I personally think Warzone has that better new player experience when you're coming into a mode that is already established. But I think this video's gone on long enough. I think I've kind of said my part to it and how I feel. I've got shit to do around the house. So if you stuck around this long, thank you. I definitely do appreciate it. And, I hope you all can enjoy your game. Whether you agree with me or not, at the end of the day, I live in my world, I don't live in yours. So, I'm going to have my opinions and I'm going to keep to them. But I'll catch y'all later.